Hello, dear friends. Welcome to another study of the Spiritist magazine. What a blessing to be with you today and always, every week. We come together to study one of the issues of the magazine, more specifically, one of the articles from one of the issues of the magazine. And every week we bring to ourselves the reminder of how important it is for us to have these teachings in our lives. It's just a beautiful way of us being together, studying, reflecting on the teachings of Spiritism, not only how the teachings are presented to us, but most importantly, how does it affect, how do the teachings affect our lives today? I was looking for something to show you, and because we are live, I'm not going to find it, but that's okay. So here we are with the Spiritist magazine. Today we'll be talking about issue 6. And issue 6 was first published in 2009. Dear friends, we chose today an article from one issue from technically many, many years ago to prove to us that the teachings we find in the Spiritist magazine are timeless. What was presented to us then, today, can also be used for our improvement, evolution, and learning. And today's teachings are from the Spirit, Joanna de Angeliz. If you visit spiritistmagazine.org, you will find many resources, including the PDF, the link to the PDF version of the magazine, the link to the apps for your cell phones and tablets, the link to the Facebook page of the Spiritist magazine, as well as a way to order a physical copy of the magazine, just as I have here a physical copy of one of the issues of the magazine. And of course, this is just one of them. This is the one that I keep, I show folks, and highest quality possible, all the good stuff we discuss every week. You'll be able to also find issue 6, which is all about renewal. So let me share my screen with you. And this is how the Spiritist magazine looks like on my computer, which happens to be just a PDF version of the magazine. It might look slightly different to you. I'm going to add the thumbnail so you can see. You can scroll through the different pages of the magazine. It's not coming, the whole thing isn't coming through. You can talk about the importance of spirit education. You can talk about the new books that are available at the time, mediums, physicians, developing mediumship. So many. What is a Spiritist Center? Can you believe there is an article about what is a Spiritist Center? And centers on the questions and answers, also on discussions of the medium's book, chapters 29 and 30, about Amália Domingo Soler. Many people don't know about her. Key points for the Spiritists visiting other lands. That's from the book amongst others, Brothers of Other Lands. An interview with Divaldo, Franco, and so much more. So today we are going to be studying or reading this message here on the left side of the screen. If you're just listening to this on SoundCloud, on YouTube, I'm showing the PDF version of the magazine, and I'm going to zoom in and make sure only the parts we want to read are showing. And it is a message from the book Child of God by the Spirit, Joanna de Angelis, through the blessed mediumship of Divaldo Franco. And the message is called Order of God. The invitation today is for us to feel divine presence in our lives, to feel inspired to look for divine presence in our lives, as much as Spiritist magazine, the Spiritist doctrine, our Christ Jesus, this reincarnation, all of the resources that we have are from God. So we want to feel the loving presence of God in our daily lives. Shall we? Order of God by Joanna de Angelis. She says, there is a divine order in everything. Did you know, dear friends, there is divine order in everything? Even if we don't know. She says, you might not be aware of it, but it's present in everything, revealing its divine origin. It is also in your body and in your soul, both fostering your life and controlling it. If you are able to attune to the vibration which emanates from God, there will be harmony in your life and in everything you do and in your relationship. But if you are unable to feel this vibration because you are overwhelmed by all sorts of difficulties or disappointments, you should seek attunement. All the apparent drawbacks in your life act on your behalf, for they are ways of helping your spiritual progress, no matter how hard your path may be. Be sure that God is in control of everything and that divine order will see you through. Be sure that you are not alone, but immersed in the stream of a superior order. You will get over your sorrows and anxiety and grief because the divine breath, which vitalizes everything in both within you and everything that concerns you. Do not offer resistance to this all-embracing energy. If you cooperate with the order of divine laws, they will cooperate with you, and peace will prevail, and your life will be blessed. And that could be it. We could be like, okay, we're good. We have Joanna's. Why do we need our reflection? I'm going to get 2 books and I'll be right back. Just 1 second. So here we have. This is the actual book. Mine is somewhat falling apart because it has been a while since I've acquired this book. When I first encountered Spiritism at the Spirit Society in Baltimore. So this book was purchased in Baltimore. And this message, Order of God, in this book is message 7. Order of God. Right? So today we are invited to think of this divine presence. And this is the Spirit's book, one of the translations of the Spirit's book. So I want to bring to us a question from here. That's why I grabbed it. First question, first part of the Spirit's book. Question number 1. What is God? The answer is God is a supreme intelligence, the first cause of all things. Here Joanna is saying to us, there is divine order in everything. We may not be aware, but it's present everywhere. So God is the primary source. In the book Genesis by Allan Kardec, the spirits remind us of divine providence in this ever-giving source of resources. What kind of resources? Physical resources, spiritual resources, psychological resources, all kinds of resources, our ability to concentrate, our ability to provide, attention to others, our ability to sustain this faith that goes beyond believing that God, but knowing that God exists. So there is an order that is divine in everything. Even in a world of trials and expiations, there is divine order. And that's the first question of the Spirit's book. In the book, Living Spring, which I do not have anywhere near me because it's in a different part of our Spiritist Center. Actually, that's not true. I take that back. We have these devices, and what do you have on this device? You have Kindle, and I happen to be reading from our daily bread, but I believe I have the book Living Spring here. And in the message, I just happen to be message 30. It's called Educate. And this message is the book Living Spring. So I don't know if I can show you because of the glare. And the book Living Spring is by Emmanuel. You see the spirits that send the Kardec all the informations in 1857. Then they come later in the message of Emmanuel and the messages of Joanna the Angeliz. And it matches. And that's, as a scientist, is beautiful to me because as a science, we build upon previous evidence. So that first question is not who is God, but what is God? Now the spirits will be like, okay, there's God, there's order, there's divine providence that emanates. In the Genesis book, we learn in the chapter 4 about divine providence, that God is emanating all of these resources, everything, right? Then we have the universal cosmic fluid, the different modifications of it that give rise to everything that we know and what we don't know because we don't know so much about the universe. And in that chapter, the spirits tell us the more elevated we become over time, a spirit like Jesus, right at the top of the superior spirit, perfect spirit hierarchy, if you will, is able to know of God's thoughts and implement God's designs in the universe. That's a different level of knowledge and a ability to use the divine resources and be a co-creator in a greater plane. We're still co-creating this on a lesser plane, as Andrea Luis says, but we are able to perceive this divine order. So everything that we are going through have an order, have a reason to be, that usually in our state of elevation is important for us to grow with it, even when it's difficult, when it's hard, when there are shortcomings, obstacles. It's all an opportunity for us to know, because not only this order is in everything, it's also in the body and in your soul. Therefore, it's in your spirit and very spirit as well. Fostering our lives and controlling it. We can choose not to see and align with divine order, but then, as she says here, there will be misalignment. We'll have to seek that reattunement later. When we're able to attune with this vibration that emanates from God itself. This God is not a it, she, or he, right? We use this pronouns here with the language we have. There will be harmony in everything we do. And by knowing of the divine laws that are inscribed in my conscience and in the book Living Spring, Emmanuel brings to us that inside each one of us, inside of us, we have a gene, the DNA of divinity. So he says, similarly, the spirit harbors the gene of divinity. God is in us as much as we are in God. Unquote from Emmanuel. The gene of God, divinity inside of us, genes are what the DNA of us that is transcribed into proteins and molecules that give rise to the reactions that we see or don't see, in the case represented as the functions of your physical body. So the gene of divinity drives this divine order inside of us. So the depth of the teachings of Spiritism. And that's why it's so hard to be a Spiritist, because you cannot know that you have inside of you this divine order in your body and your soul, according to Joanna, according to the Spirit, according to Emmanuel. And it's fostering our lives, it's giving life, and it's controlling it. And then now that you know, you cannot unknow and go live your life, because there are consequences of knowing that you're divine. Not only knowing, but feeling divine, feeling worthy of divine attention, feeling worthy of caring for yourself, but not in a selfish self-care manner that just translates into leisure, but truly who I am, what am I here on earth to do, what kind of activities do I enjoy, how can I serve my community, because we are here all to serve and help one another. So she says, if we are unable to feel this vibration that emanates from God, because of what? Because we are overwhelmed by all sorts of difficulties and disappointments. The superior spirits are so beautiful because they know us. They know our lives are busy. They're busy as a consequence of the structure we create around ourselves, the things we focus on, and because society is addictive to busyness. The same way I use my phone to pull Kindle or the Spiritist magazine app, a little plug, then I could use it for getting all those random notifications from curated lives and be scrolling for hours and not do anything productive. Are we going through difficulties and disappointments? Yes. Very few of us on the earth aren't. And remember, there are how many of us? There are 8 billion incarnate beings on the earth. She says all the apparent drawbacks in our lives, we see as drawbacks. We see the difficulties as holding us back. Act on our behalf, for they are ways of helping. So next time we have a difficult loved one, or we are the difficult loved ones, not that we're going to be on purpose the difficult loved ones to help others, but as we seek to grow, we have to look at the difficulties as ways to help in progress, learning patience, understanding, compassion, kindness, slowing down to perceive the environment, mindfulness. If it was easy, we would be the ones on the other side giving the message, right? But it's not. That's why you and I are here today, learning of these as well. So she says, no matter how hard your path, be sure that God is in control and the divine order will see through. So no matter what's happening in our lives, in the lives of our loved ones, in the life of others, even in the lives of those who are far away from us, suffering in wars, homelessness, all sorts of difficulties, emotional difficulties, quitting life, not only in the matter of taking one's life, but also those who are alive but not living. Not living, they have a heartbeat, they breathe, they eat, they sleep, they go around, but we're not doing anything productive with the time that is worth, is of help to others. We are all worthy of being well, of feeling this divine order coming through us. Now, be sure that you're not alone. You're immersed in the stream of superior order. We're like the fish. The fish doesn't know there's water, but it's all around us. Only if we were able to get out of it, which we can't, because God is in us as much as we are in God, says Emmanuel. We will get over our sorrows and anxiety and grief because divine breath, which vitalizes everything, is both within you or you and I and in everything that concerns you. So not only we have that divine order, that divine breath fortifying us, being the guidance, controlling our lives in a sense, but others that we love also have it. All the billions of spirits and souls, incarnate and discarnate, on the earth have that in themselves. So the challenge is, do I really feel immersed in God's love to be worthy of God's love? Because we are. We don't have to believe it or know, we are. But we can train ourselves now that you can start noticing the little things where divine order is everywhere. It's like gravity. We don't need to believe in gravity. Gravity exists, right? And I'm going to go one more step. God is such a great parent. It's usually represented in our culture as a father, right? You see, if you see above me here, we have behind me, you have the New Testament and the Old Testament, and we call Old the New Testament. The Jewish books and the books that represent Christ's life and the letters of Paul, so on and so forth. God is so good that God is granting us 24/7 help. How? Our mentors and guides. So even if we don't feel this divine order enmeshed all around us, the spirit mentors are there waiting for us to seek that attunement, seek that help, pray more, meditate, maybe talk less, say things, be less reactive and more mindful and active. She says if you cooperate with the order of the divine laws, they will cooperate with you. And peace will prevail and your life will be blessed. Do not offer resistance to this all embracing energy, says Joanna the Angeliz. Just think of the many different blessings we have. We can start today. We can have the gratitude. We have gratitude for the book, Child of God. We have gratitude for the devices we have that connect us, because both of us are now connecting through technology that didn't exist a few decades ago. We're blessed and grateful for the teachings of the Spirit's book, grateful for the teachings of the Spiritist magazine that bring us together. As I said, these teachings are timeless. So the more we learn, the more we read, more will be with us that you don't take away. All of the things we worry about in life, the cars we drive, the brand name clothing, all the house, none of that is going to go with us. It's going to go away. Even the body that we so much in the society worship, and we all going to age. There's no magic pill. Our physical body will stay, all our physical possession, even this blessed book that I'm holding will stay behind when I go to the spiritual realm. And it's not if I go, it's when I go, right? We're all going to discarnate at some point. So between now and that point, in the other side, none of those things that society tells us is important. It truly is. Do I feel connected with God? Do I know I have a mentor I can count on? Do I feel their presence every now and then from intuition? They guide us if you're not a sensitive medium. Am I able to understand the context I am in my life? Who is with me? Who is not? What am I doing? What kind of service I can provide to others through the law of labor in my life, personal life, in my workplaces, in the community at large? And how can I serve? Because we want to serve more and more and more. Just as God continues to serve, just as Jesus has been serving us for over 4.5 billion years, maybe more, because in order to plan the formation of a planet, he had to have time as well, and he's patiently waiting for us to catch up. So feel, dear friend, this order of God, you as a loving soul that you are, with the loving souls around you, all of them, even the ones we don't like. We're all immersed, not like yet, The mentors usually say, you don't like them yet, you don't love them yet, they're not your friend yet, because Jesus loves all of us regardless. And He's patient enough to wait for us to awaken to this higher consciousness of knowing of the divine laws, feeling this attunement, seeking to better ourselves each and every day. And it takes effort and repetition each and every day of our lives. May the next week, next 7 days, 7 times 24 hours for us to meditate on these teachings. May you feel the divine order in you, in your life, in the life you live, and the people around you. And of course, it's not up to us, but God willing, we'll be back with you next week with another Spiritist Magazine program. Have a blessed night. Bye bye.